to another Ghost of Tsushima video, guys. It's XP King here, and if you aren't yet decided on whether or not to buy this visually stunning open world game, then allow me to convince you. So with the game's release just being 1 week away now, I know, super exciting, I'm sure you're all wondering whether or not you should buy the game, and if you are on the fence, this is why I'm creating the video, to go into detail and actually use some of the things that Nate Fox has been saying. The island of Tsushima is going to be huge, filled with wildlife and rich environments. You as the player are free to explore. The visuals in the game, from seeing what we've seen so far, look very next generation. It looks like a PS5 game. The thing that is going to make your journey throughout the island of Tsushima so thrilling is the environmental engagements. Seeing a cloud of smoke upon a hilltop, players will be curious to explore. But then on your way to investigate, you are distracted by a bird or maybe even a fox guiding you to a nearby shrine. Ghost of Tsushima is really going to give the player the freedom to explore and get lost on the island. Sucker Punch have made it clear that they don't want you to just focus on the main route. They want you to really go and delve in and discover everything the island has to offer. I think with an open world game, it's hard to find a perfect medium. An interesting thing that creative director Jason Connell said was to feel like you're playing and being immersed in an open world, but not feeling like a slog. I mean, honestly, I can see the point he's making. I personally like open world games a lot, but sometimes they feel like a chore, and I think that with Ghost of Tsushima, the game will allow the player to have freedom and control over how they want to play. Sucker Punch are really trying to express the fact they want the world to feel alive. The map they've created is huge, making it packed with NPC interactions, items to discover and stories to explore will keep the player busy and prevent the world from feeling empty. In Ghost of Tsushima, the HUD isn't going to be clogged up with different elements and markers. Instead, the wind mechanic I spoke about will be used to guide you to different locations on the island. Sucker Punch did say that they have a UI that goes away and comes back when the player needs it. For me personally, I think this is great. It immerses the player more and you are able to focus more on the environments and the beauty of the game. Right, so I've been speaking to a lot of people, and a big thing that is putting people off the game and making them question if they should buy the game or not is difficulty. I mean, the developers of Sucker Punch have already spoken about this, and we know that the difficulty can be toned down if the player is facing too much of a challenge, and if the game feels too easy, however, the difficulty can be adjusted as well. So this means anyone will be able to experience the game and not have to stress about it being too much of a challenge. This gives even more reason as to why you should play the game. So if you're into katanas and stealth, Ghost of Tsushima will have that in abundance. I briefly spoke about how unique the combat is in Ghost of Tsushima in a previous video, but what I think Sucker Punch have really nailed is the variety of ways to approach combat. Stealth is just one of the ways to play through the world. Sneaking in the shadows like a ghost, having that element of surprise over your enemies will be an enjoyable way to play the game. However, you are a samurai, so you are going to be progressing through the game to become the ghost, but you are free to play the game how you wish, and I like that the developers have actually made it so you're not actually fixed to one style of gameplay, which would be stealth. You could actually go head on, and in the state of play, when they were going through the stealth section, you would be able to jump down, of course it showcases that, and just go and take the enemy head on. Another reason as to why I think this game will be worth getting is the swordplay in the game. It's very beautiful to look at. It isn't just tapping the button over and over like a hack and slash. More thought has gone into the combat to make the combat feel more realistic. I mean, you can be killed within a few hits. As a player, you make decisions in combat and it keeps you on your toes. I went over this in my video where I explained what the resolve mechanic was, and I really think that Sucker Punch have really made the combat unique. So it's definitely going to be worth you picking up and playing this game just to experience that. If you're into open worlds, I think this may be one of the most unique games we've seen in a while. It has mechanics that are new and fresh. I really do think the game can be for everyone, even if you aren't even an open world fan. Sucker Punch have made this game so that you can focus on the story, but urge the player to explore and stray away from the main path, so the choice is totally up to you. So hopefully this video was helpful and gave you something more to think about, and who knows, maybe I convinced you that the game is worth it. I can't wait to bring you more gameplay experience here on the channel July 17th, which is a week away. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video, guys.